Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Commander review for the Saviors of Kamigawa set. Today we are talking about Rune Kitsune Ascendant. I don't remember where we're at in the Ascendant Legendary Flip Commander cycle, but this is the mono white version. And it is a legendary Fox Monk with a power and toughness of 2/2, and it has a mana value of 3, 2 generic and 1 white. And then it has a triggered ability. When you have 30 or more life, flip Rune Tail. And just real quick before I do that, yeah, so it's just when you have 30 or more life. It doesn't matter when or how you get it. The moment you have 30 or more life, this triggers and it will flip. Bear in mind that once this triggers on the stack, someone might be able to destroy Rune Tail while it's still in a creature form. However, once it does resolve, it will become Rune Tail's Essence, which is a legendary enchantment. And it reads, prevent all damage that would be dealt to creatures you control, which is absolutely insane. I know the mono blue flip is the most powerful because it's also banned. If I remember correctly, it is banned. But this one is absurd because right from the get-go, you already meet the requirement for this commander. All you have to do is simply cast it, and as long as the game is still early enough, there's a very high chance that you're going to have 30 or more life, seeing as how in Commander you start with 40. It would be very difficult for your opponents to knock you down that quickly unless they all targeted you and dealt at least 3 to 4 damage each before your Rune Tail came into play, depending on how long it takes, you know? And once it flips, it becomes this great source of damage prevention for your creatures. Absolutely bonkers, so they can block and defend you for forever. No card rulings for this commander. It's simple, it's straightforward. Play it as soon as you can and instantly flip it to its other enchantment side, which will protect it because it won't be a creature anymore. Pariah is the card I chose to synergize. Since your creatures are going to have all damage prevented anyway, let's just send all the damage to our creatures instead, and then they'll just absorb it and not take any of the damage. And then speaking of life gain, seeing as how you want to start with lots of life, Felidar Sovereign, Cosmos Elixir, and Heliod's Intervention, great cards to have in a life gain matters deck. Obviously your opponents are going to attack you pretty quickly because of your commander, but if you can get back up to 40 and then keep that 40 or more life total, you can win right on the spot with Felidar Sovereign, so really cool stuff there. And then a fun, janky build-around idea is, since our creatures are going to have protection from damage anyway, why don't we make this a mono-white aggro deck where we want to attack as much as possible? And Genji's Gloves is a pretty new card that came from the Final Fantasy set that gives us extra combat steps in mono-white, which is really, really cool. And then we just throw in a bunch of attack triggers in mono-white, which I find very interesting. An iconic and classic one for that, of course, would be Sun Titan, where you can bring things back from your graveyard and get tons of value from it. I think this would be a very fun deck to talk about and get your guys' insight on. It is a mono-white aggro deck where you have attack triggers specifically that you want to get as much as possible. And that is going to do it for Rune Kitsune Ascendant. So I don't remember if this is the last one in the Ascendant cycle, but really, really fun card, really powerful, very popular on EDH Rec, so it has lots of different deck ideas that you can build off of from there. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this commander. It does have the rank of S, so go check it out. Let me know if there's anything I missed or I did not talk about. And thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!